We're on day 41 of the manhunt for Joshua Zimmerman. Escaped from the DeSoto County Courthouse on June 14th. He was last seen in Memphis on June 15th. And here's what we know. Right now, authorities in Orange County, Florida are executing various searches. There are, I'm not gonna say warrants, because in situations like this, they don't really need warrants for certain tactics and searches, but there is a heavy search presence in Florida that is very likely tied to Zimmerman. And I'm saying that because the task forces that are chasing Zimmerman, just like during Cavalcante, if you guys noticed, whenever we were getting updates, whenever we would ask a question and we wouldn't get an answer or it was silent, that meant that there was something going on that they just couldn't respond to right now. And that has been the case in Florida. Right now, they are hovering just miles away from Disney, right? This is what I'm talking about. We have a bisexual cross-dressing serial killer who has left Mississippi, and he might be on his way to Disney, or he might be at Disney. Now, what's to say that this cross-dresser, when I said cross-dresser, what if he in his head was thinking mascot, right? He could be dressing up as a mascot at Disney and getting away with stuff. There are a lot of problems by him getting close to that attraction, because we've seen what happens when escapees get close to attractions. We saw what happened at Danilo Cavalcante. And attractions, what they care about are attractions, right? Longwood Gardens only cares about Longwood Gardens. Disney only cares about Disney. So what will happen is if Zimmerman does get to Disney, it's going to turn into one of those 14-day chases inside of an amusement park where they'll open up little areas and let the public go while they're looking for a killer. Let's hope Disney is not like Longwood. But again, the chances are very high that Zimmerman is in Orlando. And I'm saying that because of the search patterns. You have a total of 6 helicopters. 4 are law enforcement, 1 is a news agency, and 1 is a tourist company. Now, when you go on a helicopter tour, I don't know how many of you guys have done that, you're not flying at 300 feet, right? Unless you're looking for Zimmerman, or if it's a TMZ tour. You're flying at a couple thousand feet, you're looking over the coast and stuff, right? You're not hovering over Disney staff houses and going in a loop at 300 feet. That's not a tour, that's a search. So again, it's very likely that Zimmerman is in Florida. And we said that last week, that he got a bus ticket from Memphis. He's seen in the Hernando County region out in Florida, followed by a sighting of sorts near Orlando, 45 minutes north of Orlando, and then a sighting in Orlando, right? So that right there is it's a little bit of a solid path of movement. Now, the problem is, and this is just a rumor, this part right here about a mishap in the travel, there is a little rumor going around that Zimmerman might have taken the wrong bus and ended up back toward Mississippi. Now, that's a rumor, and that happened a couple of days ago. That's not to say that it didn't happen and then he made his way back to Florida. We've seen that with people like Cavalcante. The difference here is Zimmerman is not following waterways. He's taking buses or stuff like that. I mean, he's taking transportation. That's the difference. So instead of taking a wrong walk and following a body of water the wrong way, maybe he's dyslexic and he took the wrong bus, because you've got to be kind of an idiot to get to Florida and then go back to Mississippi, unless who knows what his end game is. But again, right now, Orange County, be on the lookout. If you live in Orange County, check your Ring cameras, check your surveillance, have your business, if you're a business owner, check your surveillance. Be on the lookout. If you own a business near Disney, be on the lookout. If you're going to Disney, now this is for the people that have family, friends, anybody that loved ones that are going to Disney in Orlando, Florida. Tell them about Zimmerman, send him his poster, let them know that he may be in the area, and to be on the lookout in the park. My understanding is that park security already has a handout, but this situation is very delicate, and I can't say it enough. If you see Zimmerman, you cannot make a scene, because he is ready to engage. He has made clear that he wants to die by suicide by police if he has to. He does not want to go back to prison. He's made that crystal clear. His family has already funded his funeral, from what they have told me. They said that they paid for his funeral in full. A little bit weird if you ask me. Why would you pay for his funeral? Why would you give him any kind of, I mean, I'm not even going to get there or go there. But again, when you have enablers around you that are instigating, that are saying, yeah, man, go on the run. Now, I know a lot of people, like in like the hood, let's say, they'll root this guy on. But guys, you have to remember, he's not one of you. He's a snitch. He is a rapist. He is a killer. If he comes near any of your little operations that you guys have, and I'm not trying to undermine you by saying little, but you're no Pablo Escobars, but if he comes near you guys, he's going to kill you. He don't give a shit. And you're not going to stand a chance, because you're going to see a cross-dresser and you're going to think it's just another cross-dresser until he whips out a gun and pops you in the head. As I was saying, if you are in Disney or in the Disney area, you have to remain on the lookout. You have to remain vigilant in the Disney area. It is now tourist season. People are in Orlando. Families are going to Disney World. Kids are going for the first time. Innocent children are there. Young, innocent children are going to Disney to have the time of their life. And there is a killer on the loose that came from Mississippi. Now, Mississippi has gagged the district attorney from speaking. That said, if somebody gets harmed in Florida, DeSoto County, this comes back to you, and you're going to be responsible for the blood, and it's going to be on your hands, and it's going to come, I mean, money doesn't fix everything, but let me tell you, the families are going to get a lot out of DeSoto, and it's going to bankrupt the hell out of you. There's not going to be a sheriff's department anymore. The DA will be lucky to have an office, he'll be lucky to have a computer. You guys have to start brainstorming and how to get around. I'm not saying get around that gag order, but I'm saying the gag order is very specific. It does not prohibit you from discussing a gag order. You can get on the podium and tell the public that you've been gagged and that you want to tell them what's going on, but you can't. The DA can save face. If you want to save face, let me tell you something. That sheriff of yours is not going to help you the next election. You two are done working together. You're done. He called you a liar on national television. He said that you're giving out false info. Then he got you gagged. You guys are done. The next election, you guys are going to be going head on head. He's going to be talking crap about you, and I hope you're talking crap about him. But let me tell you, again, if Zimmerman hurts somebody, you guys aren't going to have a laptop in DeSoto County to run for election. You're not going to have a car, because you guys are going to be sued back into the Stone Age. Give an update to the public. This is no longer Mississippi's problem. This is now a problem of the United States. It is stretching across the country faster than a cancer on its last stage. We have Connecticut on high alert. We have Tennessee on high alert. We have Mississippi on high alert. And now we have Disney World on high alert. Give me a break. We need an update. Somebody's got to give an update, because not everybody is gagged. And even if you are gagged, grow up and tell the people that you're gagged. Look for an attorney. I shouldn't have to give you legal advice. I'm not an attorney, but I know my fair share of what you can and can't do with a gag order. You can't discuss Zimmerman, but you can talk about the sheriff. How about that? Give us an update about what he's doing. Again, you have a killer that is out and about, and now it's possible that he's journeying to Disney. Is he going to cross-dress as Minnie Mouse? Like, what is he doing? Is he going to be in a mascot outfit outside of Disney World greeting people as he's waiting for his Tina, the mom, to come and get him? Guys, you have to start making phone calls. At this point, if you live in Mississippi, call the DeSoto County DA and ask what is the process to file a complaint. And you should file a formal complaint against the, if you're a taxpayer in DeSoto, you should file a formal complaint against the sheriff and hold off on the DA for another week. Let's see if the guy tries to explore his legal routes and what he can do to speak to the public, because the public has to speak to you, man. You have to address the people that voted for you. And now I don't even live there, and it's affecting not me personally, but it's gonna soon if this guy has a sighting in Philly. Florida is now involved. You've refused to call in Mississippi Highway Patrol. So because of that stupid move of yours, Orange County Sheriff's Department, Marion County Sheriff's Department, Henderson County Sheriff's Department, and there's a fourth one out in Florida that are using their helicopters and their state police and their resources to do what you couldn't. It's ridiculous. A killer escaped DeSoto County. He is a gay bisexual serial killer who kills men and women, rapes men and women, kidnaps women, but I don't know anything about men yet, but he might kidnap a man if he could outpower him. He doesn't get in street fights, okay? So if you are a stronger guy, he will not fight you, but he has a gun. He is armed and he will shoot you in the head and he will not think twice. So you should think twice. He won't hit a man, he'll hit women. He'll beat up men that are smaller than him. That's why I called him out and said, yeah, come on out here, coward. He won't hit anybody that is his size. And now, if you're a woman that can take him on, he might not touch you either. So we need our strong ladies out there to come and kick this guy's ass before he does something that is something we can't come back from. If he takes the life of somebody, especially a child. Now, I'm going to go back to what he has done to a child before. He held a child, a baby, as a human shield. Okay, this dude held a helpless baby, an infant, who's giggling, as a human shield. He doesn't know, what kind of a sicko does that take? So for him to go to Disney World, I'm not putting it past him to hold 5 toddlers with a gun to their head. He is a sick individual. And you know what that would do? That would get him that extra little limelight, and we got to cut it before it gets there. I hope that Disney's putting up very strict and crazy security protocols today. I hope that they have enhanced the park security 10 times over. I hope that they have armed security roaming the grounds. I hope that they are very vigorously checking the perimeter of Disney. He's not going to enter from the front gate. He's not paying $150, dude. He only had $600, so that's going to be his ticket to get to Connecticut. He's not going to pay admission to go to Disney. What he will do is get into Disney. So I'm hoping that Disney secures the perimeter. I'm hoping that Orlando police and all of the other, the Florida Department of Public Safety, I hope that they get on the ground and they also support Disney by adding a visible patrol. They need to beef up and add a very visible presence. When people show up to Disney today, they should see the police in force. They need to start showing that we are here and we are watching. They need to start that, but they can't without a little bit of info from DeSoto, who's not sharing much information. Again, if you see something, say something. The latest that we have is that Florida is being heavily pursued right now. Last week they were exploring leads. Today they are 5-6 helicopters deep in Orlando, which checks out. Now, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he made it to New York City because he's using Greyhound buses. So the distance isn't what's surprising, is the lack of information that we're receiving from the local sheriff. And the DA is gagged for some strange reason. That's just bizarre. But that is what we know right now. And what can happen is night and day. It only takes Zimmerman 0.5 seconds to just say, the heck with this. It's time for me to, let's see what happens when I take 10 people hostage. That's what we don't want to happen. That's what we don't want to. We're on day 41. So it's going to happen soon. It didn't make sense, but like to him it made sense. Like Zimmerman killing his girlfriend. And then there were some random acts, like the Mississippi attempted murder. Or in Cunanan's case, an attempted murder of another guy, right, at a cemetery. So this is starting to become an Andrew Cunanan playbook. And I say that because Andrew was on the run. He was on the FBI's top 10. And he was known to be going to Florida. What happened? He gets to Florida, he kills Versace, and then they say, shit, it's Andrew Cunanan, the guy that's wanted as a serial killer, the gay serial killer. He actually came to Florida. Who would have thought? Did we hand out the posters? Nope. And that's what's happening here. People in Florida have no idea. There are people in that little neighborhood that have helicopters 300 feet over their houses, and they have no idea what's going on. It's crazy. There should be some information coming out to the public. It's day 41. It's been, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. It's getting it doesn't get any more delayed than this. Zimmerman is obvious. Until there is a visual confirmation, I'm going to say this again, just because we're talking about helicopters, let me back all this up. Until there's a visual confirmation, Zimmerman is in DeSoto County, Mississippi, and in Memphis, Tennessee, in my book. Until we have a visual confirmation, you have to keep your guard up, because people like Zimmerman, they take advantage of people who let their guard down. They want us to think that maybe he did get to Florida, so that way when he goes to the corner store in Memphis, you think that can't be him because he's in Florida. No, that can be him. It likely is him. They don't know exactly where he is. They are chasing leads vigorously. They are chasing leads in 4 different states across the country. As soon as we have something, we'll let you know. But the search, in my eyes, is starting to slowly, officially get away from DeSoto, but not yet. Let's wait until we get the official word. But it looks like they are slowly starting to move it toward Florida and keep that heavy Florida presence while they maintain a presence in Connecticut. Yesterday, I saw somebody posting in Waterbury, Connecticut. They saw there was a lot of police activity at various stores. That was all part of the manhunt, right? So they're going to shops. They're just checking to make sure that if he did get to Connecticut, that they didn't miss him. So Connecticut is on lock. They have, the U.S. attorney has authorized an immense amount of manpower out in Connecticut. They are watching everybody that Josh knows, everybody that he's grown up with, his family, his friends, his cellmates, anybody that Josh has ever come in contact with in Connecticut essentially is being watched, or they have a physical marshal with them. But again, stay safe, stay vigilant, check your surveillance, check your ring cameras, if you own a business, check that. If you're on a Greyhound bus and you see Zimmerman, do not make a scene. Get on your phone. Don't make a phone call where he'll hear it. What you can do is, obviously, there are different ways to contact law enforcement in today's day. If you're on a bus and it's a 2-hour ride, right? It's not an emergency, but it is. But it's not something that you have to get on the phone and say something. You can send a text. Don't take any photographs like an idiot, because if he sees that, he might take a bus hostage, and then you have a major problem, because that is not going to end. People are going to die, no matter what. Even if you guys united 93 the bus, people are going to die. If you see Zimmerman, do not make any indication that you see Zimmerman. You can get on your phone, you can text, or I'm going to find a method. I'm pretty sure that there has to be a method to report a sighting without having to call. I know that you can email the U.S. Marshals, but I don't know how quick they get to that. So I'm going to circle back with the Marshals today and ask them what other ways are there for the public to get in touch with law enforcement without calling law enforcement. Say they are on a bus and Zimmerman is sitting in front of them. I'm going to ask what kind of tips I can give you guys to report the sighting in real time without raising any suspicion on the bus. Because you don't want to call and say something like that, and then next thing you know, a dispatcher in a small town that knows nothing about Zimmerman has the bus pulled over. That's not going to be good. They need to obviously, that's why I'm going to find out what the best way to contact law enforcement for people to make a tip would be if you're not able to make a call because you see him on a bus, but you do not want to call and he hears you calling them, because that's why he was paranoid about the girl that he loved, and he killed her because he thought that she was snitching. You calling the Marshals is obviously going to piss him off. So, or 911. And also, if you're in an area that doesn't know who Zimmerman is, you don't want 911 the emergency services out there to botch everything and inadvertently get the bus stopped, not knowing that there's a madman, right? But right now, we have to be on the lookout at Greyhounds. We have to be on the lookout at Disney. Right now, you guys are kind of a hot zone. So if you're going to Disney, be on the lookout for Zimmerman. Maybe get some pictures with the Mickey and Minnie Mouses and unmask them. See if Zimmerman's under one of the masks or something. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. You'll get banned. But again, be on the lookout. Zimmerman has been on the run for 41 days. He was last seen over a month ago on June 15th. And that is what we know. They are searching Waterbury, Connecticut, Orange County, Florida, Henderson County, Florida, Marion County, Florida, DeSoto County, Mississippi, and Memphis, Tennessee right now. Those are the search regions. As soon as I have anything else, I'll be back with any updates later. But right now, it looks like Florida is becoming a hot zone, and they are actively pursuing any leads. If you live out there, DM me. If you live in any of those regions and you see activity, I don't post. Like, if you send me a picture and stuff, I won't post it unless I ask you if it's cool to post it and stuff like that. So if you see anything out there, send it to me just so I know where that activity is, and I'll start reaching out to the people out in Florida. But I can tell you that there are marshals that are on that Rivers Task Force and that Pacific Gulf Task Force that are in Florida searching. So again, if you see something, say something. Do not approach, do not apprehend. He is wanted for murder, attempted murder, kidnapping, armed robbery, 2 counts of rape of men and women. I mean, he's got a whole list of stuff. He's wanted in Connecticut, Mississippi, Texas, and now he may be in Florida. Again, if you see, say something. Do not approach, do not apprehend.